What is the Pearl Lemon Café story? Hi guys, my name is Deepak Shukla, founder of the Pearl Lemon Group, and the Pearl Lemon Café is a part of that group. If you were to Google the Pearl Lemon Group, you'd find out that we are a wider group of companies. And I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about the story behind the Pearl Lemon Cafe, what we do, and anything to that ilk. So, first of all, I would, if I'm being honest, point you towards. Give me a second. Let me exit the drawing. Point you towards this blog, which you can read. Give me a second. Uh, so, if I bring this into here, you'll see that for the moment on the second link for Pearl Lemon Cafe. Now that may change over time, but certainly then instead you can have a look under business and careers in Deepak Shukla, my blog, and you'll find a write-up about Pearl Lemon Cafe. So you've got that element here. So look, the Pearl Lemon Cafe is based around ultimately a couple of things. I think that it's my upbringing. I've got parents who are from India as economic migrants, and everything that we've ever had has always been about fresh food, freshly cooked meals, all purchased locally. So that's been one big thing. The second element is that the Pearl Lemon Group is a totally remote, started life as a totally remote digital marketing agency. So because of that, I've always spent so much time, me, Deepak Shukla, working in coffee shops. So really, really love cafe culture. So it's where I ultimately spent a lot of time in coffee shops where I met my business partner, Axel. It's where I met our head barista, Nora, ultimately through Axel. And I met them through Nora's twin sister, Habiba. So the Pearl Lemon Cafe is amazing because it was founded as a consequence of us all meeting together in a coffee in a different coffee shop, and that happened because Nora's twin sister Habiba used to work in a cafe that I used to sit in every day. I ordered two prana chais, and as Habiba got to know her regulars, she got to know that I worked in marketing, and suggested that I'd be that her sister's boyfriend and I would get along quite well. Maybe we could do some work together. So I think she gave me his phone number. I introduced, and from there, to be honest with you, we became friends. And it's been that was from the time that we met to the time that we went into business. It was probably 7 months, something really crazy to like quick, I guess, in hindsight. Although the whole decision to start Pearl Lemon Cafe was fast as well. But certainly, it was at that point. Um, I was looking. I actually found the cafe because I was looking for a place for my partner Daniela to build her Pilates studio. And as I was looking or on my way to visit a venue, I walked past a unit to red side, called the number, and ultimately ended up taking that unit, which would become Pearl Lemon Cafe. So there, um, at that time, I'd not spoken to Axel about us being partners or anything formal to that extent, but he did come to help uh, partway through the journey, towards the right towards it being finished, actually, the actual initial setup. And it was yeah, at that point he started spending a lot of time to helping because he wanted to show his support. And at that point, he'd recently quit his job anyway in Knightsbridge, working at Reese. He was also, I mean, he was on a journey to pursue something different. Also thinking about blockchain at the time. He's got heavy interest in cryptocurrency, blockchain, the metaverse, and that was an interest that I acquired through him, actually, through his long conversations about it. But previous to that, we'd met in several local coffee shops anyway, just to try out local coffee shops because that's where we both spent a lot of time. And yeah, it just seemed a good fit because uh, his partner, his girlfriend Nora, worked in a restaurant in Knightsbridge. Axel had been working in a suit shop, and then Habiba still works in a cafe to this day. So there's a lot of experiences that seem relevant, and I've spent the best part of the last decade working out of coffee shops, literally across the world, as well as in the UK, and having a digital agency that's been running since 2016, 2017. I just spent a lot of time in initially like the Costas and the Preps and the Starbucks, and I spent some time in independence as well, but probably not as much in hindsight until more recently, the best part of the last year. And I've become passionate also about coffee. I remember going to All Numbers Cafe or Hot Numbers Cafe in Cambridge, and I tasted the most amazing cappuccino, and it was from there that I got super interested in coffee again, and it was just brilliant as I ultimately discovered a unit was for rent and decided that why not dive in and figure it out, especially being Indian myself, where coffee is growing very quickly. Someone, a British Indian who spends a lot of time in cafes, and having an Italian partner, in Italy is a very, very, espressos after dinner or after lunch are such a normal thing in her household, and they're taking coffees or espressos all the time. So all of this came together, especially also with Axel and Nora being from the south of France, where coffee is a central part of the culture. It made sense for us to all start this journey together, and to that extent, it's been absolutely insane journey. We opened, from getting the unit to opening it for business was 2.5 weeks, which is incredibly quick. We got it on the 4th, I think. We ended up opening on the 30th. We got it on the 4th of April. We ended up opening on the 30th of April, 2022. So we 26 days later, 24th to the 30th, we were open for business, started trading. We were actually ready probably a couple of days before that. And since then, there's been no looking back. So, that's, if people ask, you can take the parts from it that you want, but that is the Pearl Lemon Cafe story.